pitch are raring to go any minute now. The famous yellow wall stands tall. This has to be one of the most iconic places in European football. So it's away we go then. It appears to be a 4-4-2 formation, Jim.
Reminders of a golden era in English football, I should add. And it continues to hold its place in the modern game. Playing a second striker runs the risk of being outnumbered in midfield, of course, so with the wider pairing and fullbacks, plenty of running has to be part of their play. And of course, the right service into the box.
Bale, he's found a way past. Bale will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Oh, that's nice. Plays it across, and it's hoisted clear. So what can they make of this? Looking for options for movement. Well, there's the man we're all here to see, the thriller-minute Neymar. He really does turn every game into a showbiz occasion. So I wonder, Jim, what is in today's show?
Well, plenty, we hope, Peter. Being the kind of player who likes to take it upon himself to win, whether it's his vision and creativity or being more direct in providing a threat up front, we're bound to see something special, I hope.
Because we always have in the past.
Indeed.
And he can thump it away. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. That's good play. First quarter of an hour gone. Roberto Carlos did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. That's a risky ball, you've got to say. Pele quietly revving up. And he's forced to go back.
Well, neither defence has had a wake-up call yet, because neither attack has turned up.
Well played, that has snuffed out the danger. Roberto Carlos. And it's Lopez. Now it's Neymar. That's very neat. Oh, that is a nice touch. Cross is blocked, and that's a corner. Borussia Dortmund with the corner, they're first. And that's a simple one for the keeper. Madrid are looking to go forward now. Oh, easy pickings there. Shoots! A real chance and a real let-off.
I just wonder what was on his mind there. Should have put his foot right through it.
Roberto Carlos is one of the key ingredients in the team's attack. Pedri. Now Pirlo. That's going wide left. And it's Roberto Carlos. Getting on for a third of the way through the game. Great vision.
That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
He's shifting through the gears here. The referee has given a corner. Corner number 2 then. Neymar plays it short. And now they can spring out of defence. Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. And here's Neymar. Unrelenting, uncompromising pressure on him. Neymar was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. And here's Bale. Now there's a fine ball.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal.
Driving forward. Threads one in. Picked out brilliantly. Fermin really struggling to influence the game.
Look, he could do with someone else taking responsibility to shift the target. He badly needs some help here.
João Cancelo.
Oh, great feat, that.
He's picked his way through. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest.
Well, the box was just so congested there, Peter. There was absolutely no space to work with.
Driving on and making good progress. And he's worked it through. Neymar has it in a wide position. Pirlo plays the game. That's it, 45 minutes up. Well, it was a half of could-haves and should-haves, but as the whistle blows, we remain where we started. Plenty for both managers to mull over here.
And now,
any strong opinions on the first half?
Well, simply put, Peter, they haven't been good enough to trouble the opposition. They need to play with more courage in the second half and a lot more intent.
So, both teams still stuck on the starting blocks here, 0-0 at the break. Away we go again.
Well, I suppose from a defensive perspective, Peter, neither manager can be too unhappy. I just wonder which team is going to up the ante first.
Played out wide. Another pass just keeps it ticking over. Showing great feet there. And this is Pele. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. In again. And that is out and behind. It's a good block. Roberto Carlos goes short. That's put paid to the danger. And it's Pirlo. Pirlo. Pedri, tantalisingly brilliant, at times unstoppable. Takes a shot! Big moment! Massive goal!
Well, whenever he reminds us of his wondrous skill set, it's usually something very memorable or even unforgettable. We'll certainly remember that one.
He made it happen, squeezed through with sheer will and considerable accuracy.
Yeah, Peter, I think we've got to give the keeper some slack here because he didn't have the greatest view of that, but you've got to give the scorer his due as well. I mean, he had that sharpness of mind and clinical edge.
The first breakthrough.
Well, talk about the perfect start to the second half. They've certainly come out with more purpose, more energy, and it's paid off beautifully.
So, Jim, what are you thinking?
Well, it's a natural instinct to defend when ahead, but it's too early for them to settle into that practice just now.
Neymar providing an outlet on that flank.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Forward tracking back like that, always appreciated by the crowd.
Well, it's not a surprise to see that these days, all part of a forward's duties.
Oh, such a clever touch. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent, it's almost personal, and it had to be.
Substitution for Borussia Dortmund, number 16.
Pedri gets his final warning.
Well, he knew what he was taking on there, Peter, and special delivery from the ref.
And that could set him on his way. Nice control. Oh, that's fabulous.
Borussia Dortmund really are going for it here, Peter. Now it's just a matter of sustaining the effort.
This is a really front-footed approach.
They just need to sort out their end product, and quickly.
So, Jim, is that the manager telling the forwards that they must stay forward for now?
Well, I think he just is concentrating on the shape here, and he wants them to press as high as they can and get in the right position to do that collectively.
Diving header! Great effort. He flew in with courage.
Bernardo Silva may have slightly misjudged the timing, but there was nothing wrong with the intent.
Substitution for Borussia Dortmund.
There's a defensive height advantage here, Peter, but of course it's not guaranteed to work.
Absolutely, they're certainly not as big as those trying to stop them.
Substitution.
Hazard clears. Look at the space here. That's an excellent interception.
Well, there's plenty to like about this approach. Get your head down, keep battling away, and eventually things might change for you.
Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
Oh, that's brilliantly defended, though. It looked destined for a goal.
It's run loose. Who's going to get there? There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Front-footed pressing going on here. Bale being given no time to dwell on the ball here.
Yeah, and what they've got to realise, Peter, is that they won't get away with excessive force for long, so they're running a fine line now.
And he's definitely onside. Out towards the flank. Hazard. Corner it is.
Well, look, they know they've got a height advantage, and it's time for them to use it.
Roberto Carlos with the short one.
Well, it's probably safe to say now, Peter, that it's going to be all about game management from here.
Ended up in no man's land. Ferdinand. Hazard. He's got away. Hazard not one to pass up the chance to run up the defence. He loves those duels.
Well, you can't grumble when a player at least tries to make something happen.
There will be 3 minutes added time.
Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy. Whistle's gone, and they've got themselves a free kick.
Substitution for Borussia Dortmund.
The final whistle is imminent, but I do think he'll allow time for this. Neymar!
Well, conceding free kicks in areas like that are an invitation to the set-piece technicians. They have to cut this out.
Knocks it into space. Referee looks at his watch and blows his whistle. Well, that was tense. Boy, that was tense. The two sides separated by the game's only goal. Bale picking up the Man of the Match award,
And now,
and no
I'd just
surprise
like to read
there.
out our fan club members who are celebrating
What
their
are your thoughts on
birthdays
today's
today.
game then, Jim?
Madrid effectively played like two different teams. Pretty placid before the break, but looked much more up for it after half-time. Eventually, those efforts were rewarded. There's a lot of positives to take from that.
So just time for me to say thanks to Jim for his wisdom and to wish you all a very good evening.